Yes, at Idaho. What happened at Idaho? Do we remember? Are we peripherally familiar? Jacob, anyone that's here? Okay. So, I'm going to set the tone. There was a psychic, just for some context. There was a psychic on TikTok. I can't believe it's trying to do an ad break. There was a psychic on TikTok that claimed she was getting information. And and there was like a court case and everything. This is like a big summary of what has taken place. I won't play the whole 24-minute video, but it's ridiculous. I'm going to hit play now.
So I've had a couple idiots comment on my video and say that I've lost the case. I haven't lost the case. It's still ongoing, so don't listen
She's
to
fucking
these
totally delusional.
idiotic YouTubers.
Well, that didn't age well, but this is a self-proclaimed TikTok psychic, and what she did on TikTok will change her life forever, because on November of 2022, a massive tragedy happened involving students from the University of Idaho. This became our TikTok psychic's moment to essentially ruin her own life. How? Well, by falsely accusing a professor, claiming that she had an affair with one of these students and was behind the tragedy.
So she did a tarot card reading and claimed that in this tarot card reading, Atozy's the boy, yes. She did a tarot card, he's been covering it for ages, did a tarot card reading, and in this tarot card reading, apparently she literally went to a board of professors and was like, yes, correct. So she did a tarot card reading before sort of like there was more evidence and there was a suspect and all that shit happened. And she went to a list of faculty after the tarot card reading and picked out basically at random a professor, and then went on a year-long tirade saying, this is her. And she spins this whole story. For context, yes, this is the Idaho stuff.
I did a reading when I saw Rebecca Schofield on the history department's page on Rebecca Schofield and her connection. I also did readings on some of the other people and their connection. What came out on their reading is how they responded to the crimes and how they were feeling about it. What came out
fucking
Rebecca
outrageous.
Schofield's reading was how she implemented it, how she planned it, and why.
Why would she do this? We still don't know, because it doesn't make sense. The only conclusion I can really think of is attention, because she claims she's a psychic and that she solves crimes. But now, in reality, the court just deemed all this to be slander, and she's essentially lost everything in court. And she was given so many outs, but refused to take any of them and continued to...
So are you caught up now, though? Do you understand sort of that? Yes, she just made this up, all right? And it'll, like I said, I'm not going to play the whole video. The beginning is sort of a brief summary. Okay, cool. So, locked in. All right, so she made all of it up, and we'll talk about it later, but she had ample opportunity. Like, they were really going to take it easy on her for this. They were going to... They just wanted her to take it down and stop. That was what they were going to do. And she just wouldn't do it. She kept doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down.
Double
I'm
down
gonna let this play for a second.
over and over again when she received a cease and desist.
Like, I have physical evidence against Rebecca Schofield.
Claiming to have physical evidence that the cops didn't
everything
have.
that I said about her, but I can't speak on it now because it has to wait
Yes.
for court. So
Oh, fucking ads. Sorry. I already own this game.
hopefully court doesn't take too long.
That response is just so wild because it doesn't make sense. If you really have all this evidence and you're on this mission to expose the truth, why are you not sharing it with the world? Because you're being sued either way. But then to just make things even worse for herself, she follows up with these videos when the professor actually sues her.
I've been against people, big and small, corporations and giants and systemic policies and racism and won. They all regret coming against me, all of them. Now Rebecca is going to be added to that list of regretful people.
So, yeah, she's saying now that this professor that she has framed for no reason is going to be regretful. All the evidence is hiding in her five head. No, and she's saying that she's going to be regretful when first she framed her like, how much more regretful can you get? Like, she's already trying to ruin this random woman's life. This is like if I picked a random person in another place and was like, you did this shit. You know what I mean? Like, and she's already, how much more regretful can we get? I don't understand. But it gets so much worse.
I haven't been served yet, but I'm actually gleaming with excitement.
I don't think so. I believe that is the answer to that question is no.
I am going to immediately start planning because I cannot wait to present my ideas in court regarding Rebecca Schofield and her role in the murder of the 4 University of Idaho students.
As the story plays out, we realize that she's all bark and zero bite. But if the situation could be even more insane, she decides to represent herself in court. Clearly, she's not a lawyer, so she was just absolutely doomed from the start. Ended up missing deadlines, which technically should have lost her the case because she didn't respond to the request of admission, which means the professor technically admitted to all the allegations. And to catch you guys up with all those, I'll have myself from the past explain those. And
yeah. So before he gets into it, not only did she do that, she decided, I don't know who would have taken the case. I mean, I don't know anything about law, really, truly. She represented herself. This is the new segment. Yeah, this is the new segment. Do you like it? And then, like, if you want me to react to something, I can do that as well. But I was watching this while I was eating, and I was like, dude, like, I absolutely, I have to show my friends this. This is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like, this is worse than brain rot. All right, I'm going to hit play.
that is, admit that you have stated publicly that Rebecca Schofield had an affair with Kaylee. 2, admit that you have stated publicly that Rebecca Schofield was involved with what happened to the victims. 3, admit that plaintiff did
This request list is crazy. They went hard as fuck.
not have an affair with Kaylee. My understanding is plaintiff is Rebecca Schofield here. 4, admit the plaintiff was not involved with the Kaylee and the other victims. 5, admit the only basis of your statement that plaintiff had an affair with Kaylee is your spiritual research.
He emphasizes it, but I think it's really funny too that they outline spiritual research, intuition, and instincts, which is honestly being kind, because it was like a single tarot card reading, and then she went in and just was like, this person, and then tried to ruin her fucking life, dude. Insane.
Intuition and instincts. So I can't believe this is a real case. You would think this is a parody, but it's real.
It's
We're
real.
putting it together here. 6, admit that the only basis of your statement the plaintiff was involved with the of all the victims is your spiritual research, intuition, and instincts. 7, admit that you've never been to Moscow, Idaho. 8, admit that you've never been to the state of Idaho. 9, admit that you're not aware of any physical evidence linking plaintiffs to the 10, admit that you're not aware of any physical evidence showing the plaintiff had an affair with Kaylee. 11, admit that you never said plaintiff communicated
Ian.
with Brian C. Koberger about the until Mr.
I love you, baby. Ian, I love you.
Koberger was arrested on or about December 30th, 2022. So she really was just clout chasing throughout this entire thing. This is such a brain dead grift on the TikTok psychics part, because I mean, like, when updates happened to the case, she then did like psychic readings, I guess, and then she was like, oh, she was.
So this is a World of Warcraft
God damn it.
hardcore randomizer. All your abilities and talents are random, and you only get one.
Communicating with Mr.
Yeah, so he's about to say it, but I just think it's, I'm just going to say it too, because I think it's fucking hilarious. So, like, as Ashley, you asked if there was updates to this case and if there was, like, you know. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah. The frame I froze on makes him look like a fucking serial killer. Anyway, so, like, as updates were coming out about the case from the police that they were sharing with, he's doing one of these. As the updates were coming out, she would then, like, pretend that she had done a reading and said them herself already before the police said it, and then would find ways to, like, manipulate it and twist it back to her own story. Crazy. I'll hit play now.
Mr. Koberger. Okay, well, good thing you said that after they arrested the guy. 12, admit that you never said plaintiff had access to a white Hyundai Elantra until after law enforcement publicly stated they were looking for information about a white Hyundai Elantra in relation to the on or about December 7th, 2022. 13, admit that you've never communicated with Jack. That is a messed up one, because
This
I
is
think I
fucked
covered
up.
this in the first video I ever made on this situation. So here, Jack, if I remember correctly, is one of the close friends of one of the victims. This egotistical, moronic TikTok psychic decided to make a whole story claiming...
I know I'm pausing a lot. I actually think egotistical, moronic TikTok psychic is being kind. I think that might be like being a little bit too nice to what this person is doing.
That this professor somehow coerced Jack to go through with this horrific action. 14, admit that you have never communicated with Brian C. Koberger. That's the guy who's currently arrested for it, who they believe did this. But skipping through this a little bit, you have 21.
There's your answer, Ashley.
You have no written information showing the plaintiff ever met Jack. This is what I was talking about earlier, where she was claiming that the professor coerced Jack to do the unthinkable. It's so wild. I mean, the whole thing is just so disgusting. I'm happy the professor is about to get justice as well.
Fuck yeah.
Admit that you've never received any information orally from another human being.
We ride hard for Rebecca Schofield after this.
23, admit that you
Team
received
Rebecca.
and read a cease and desist letter from Stoll Reeves LLP dated, She basically proved that by posting this video.
I'm about to put this demand letter Rebecca Schofield attorney sent me by the tissue so I can wipe my with it.
And then the next are just like admit.
That was the fucking cease and desist. That's what I was talking about. They tried to give her a bunch of opportunities to like, they just wanted her to take it down. Yes. Yeah. I'm going to play it back. All they wanted her to do was to take it down. That is it. They sent her a cease and desist and said, please take this shit down and stop. And she was like, yeah. And she posted her saying, I'll rewind.
Reeves LLP dated, She basically proved that by posting this video.
I'm about to put this demand letter Rebecca Schofield attorney sent me by the tissue so I can wipe my
And then the next are just like admitting to receiving a whole series of cease and desists. And then 30 is admit that you became aware of the press release describing the request for admission. You continue to state that the plaintiff was involved with the... So essentially, the police put out a statement saying, hey, we have no evidence that this professor did this. So she saw that and just continued making video upon video, still claiming
it got so bad. That's what he's saying. The police had to come out with a statement. That's how big this got and how bad it was, is the police had to come out with a statement and say, Rebecca Schofield did not do this. I think that pretty much summarizes most of it.
The judge seemed to be somewhat lenient with her and let her respond late. So the TikTok psychic decided to come back on her high horse.
I think that's how y'all want me to feel about a measly ass $75,000 lawsuit that I'm gonna win.
I'm telling you, Ashley, she did a tarot card reading. Literally opened up like the faculty page, went into a faculty department, and just picked one. It gets a lot worse because they were going to be lenient.
Oh my God. Rebecca is suing me.
But this lawsuit quickly humbled her as she realized that she would actually have real consequences here.
I need to stop asking me about this lawsuit. It should not even have been allowed. First of all, for multiple reasons.
So now she just starts
But for the
like
legal
pretending
reasons,
she's a lawyer and starts making shit up.
revealed. I'm not an Idaho resident, so
God damn it. The monetization goes crazy.
The world's most advanced PC.
I should not be sued. Then they got the nerve to not allow pro se clients to e-file. Meanwhile, so her attorneys are e-filing documents. If I want to file a document, I got to fly to Idaho or mail it in and hope they get it.
And things got so bad for her, she considered to flee the country.
I would like to.
This is so funny how quickly her tune changes. She goes from like wiping her ass with it to this.
Go to Bali, get myself together, and just enjoy life. For like
she was talking about going to Bali.
Changed her mind, decided that she was actually going to speed run becoming a lawyer and win this case.
If you see, there's a lot of videos about the Ford University of Idaho students and who they think did. But none of them are in court because nobody was threatened by them. I'm in court because I told the truth.
Clearly, that didn't work out for her. For some reason, this woman just couldn't stop doubling down, and that came back to bite her hard. Because who would have known that tarot cards don't really hold up too well in court? I don't know how your decision-making skills fumble this hard, because I feel like even a 7th grader could have easily realized this.
Okay, so there is a thing where she like outlines her whole, this is kind of a long video. It outlines her whole like theory about what happened. It's insane. Oh, I'm lagging. Oops. It's insane, honestly. We don't have to watch the whole thing. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that because it made my day. It made my fucking day. Ashley, do you have any reacts? Jacob, Ian, do you have any reacts? Maybe I'll do like one more, and then I'm gonna play some games. It is beyond bizarre. It's insane. There is gonna be an ad break in 52 seconds. I skipped all the other ones, so I can't skip this one. So if an ad pops up, I'll just go use the bathroom while it's happening, and then I'll come back. So I'm confused as well, and it's just like it came out of nowhere. I think originally maybe if I try to put myself in her head, Molgard redeemed shot. I have a shot of water. I have to update those. I don't even have any fucking alcohol in this house right now. After my performance at Medieval Times. Oh my god. I have to update those. Fuck the what? Okay, I owe you 2 next time. Next time I owe you 2. That's fair. But yeah, it came out of nowhere, dude. One of the craziest things I've ever... And I've been... The thing is, dude, the reason I wanted to show you this is because this has been ongoing with this fucking lady since 2022. I have been... Atozy has been covering this, and I have been following this development with this fucking psychic for 2 years, dude. And this is the final update, and apparently she's lost the case. Yeah. So there's my React Andy moment for you. I'm glad I could share this with you. Hopefully you enjoyed that. It's so weird because Kayla is on this case, and Kayla's on the case. You know what? Because I think it's just like so peripheral. It's crazy to me that the fucking police had to literally come out with a statement and say, this didn't happen. Close. That's what we were talking about. Kayla following it. Yeah, so yeah, that's what's... It's so bizarre. Yeah, I don't know. I only heard about it because I watch Atozy. I don't know anything about any of the people involved, but yeah, this has been ongoing for two years. And they have the guy arrested, apparently. I don't know a ton of It's so fucked up that the only details of the case I know are that this lady has been terrorizing this poor professor who is just trying, like, life is already pretty difficult. And then someone out of this clear blue sky on TikTok goes viral deciding that you're a murderer. Insane.